heart's running away with your head.
Now what are we gonna do?
Come on. I've thought it all out. It just wouldn't work. Beautiful.
Lovable.
Kiss.
It just isn't done that well.
The shadow of the queen, the left hang.
Could you are going?
Yes, those poor people.
Well, now what are we gonna do? Could you are going?
Yeah, I guess so.
And down.
That's me too.
And down.
The left hang.
Isn't me?
And down.
The
left hang. Oh, that's me too.
And down.
The left hang.
Isn't me?
Come on.
We'll do it.
I guess that you're done.
They'll be seen.
I guess that you're done.
They'll be seen.
I guess that you're done.
They'll be seen.
I guess that you're done.
The shadow of the queen, the left hang.
Could you are going?
I'd like to
Kiss. Now what are we gonna do? Could you are going?
All right, and I guess we're back. This is episode 3. It's just going to be me for this episode. Just a little short one to give y'all an update on where we're at with the THCMTB podcast. The last episode that we did, we were at Milburn Park. I was with Ish and Josh, and we were doing just like a little, hangout episode. We just had some bag chairs and the wireless mics, and now we're in the studio where this isn't going to be the official sign masking taped to the wall. I've actually got the sign over here. I'll show it to y'all. It's the THCMTB Podcast. So we got an official sign now. Wait on the frame to come in before I put it up on the wall. So really excited about that. It just slipped behind there, so that's going to be a pain to get out of there. Basically all I want this podcast to be, I've been kind of talking with Ish and Josh and my wife Brianna, and just kind of feeling it out with everybody, trying to figure out what exactly is the THCMTB podcast going to be. We've got some stuff up on the dream board. We kind of just want to talk about exactly what's in the name, first of all. So Texas Hill Country, and then mountain biking. That's going to be kind of the crux. We're going to do some ride episodes, some mountain bike specific episodes where we talk about, we'll have our big names in the field like Seth Buckner and Ranked Mountain Biking, and Dale from MTB ATX, and Steve Gonzalez, Rhett Jones. We're gonna have on some big names where they're just going to talk about whatever they're working on, whatever projects they've got going on. Like Rhett's got Station Mountain Bike Park. Steve's helping out there at Station, but he's also going to be working at Dialed Bike Co., where I'm going to be helping with marketing. And Seth talking about his personal business, and then talking about Cat Mountain, talking about Freeride 512, and talking about Victory. So, I'm really excited to have these guys on here, because that's all Texas Hill Country mountain biking is. It's guys getting together and hanging out and us enjoying each other's company and forgetting about whatever we got going on in our day-to-day and just thinking about nothing but biking. And that's what I love about mountain bikes, is that it brings us together for, an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 5 or 6 hours out at RPR, and we just hang out, sometimes we camp, sometimes we grill, sometimes we make breakfast tacos for each other, and have a beer, whatever we're doing. And we just get to hang out. We just get to enjoy each other's company. And I love that. So some of the other topics that I'd love to cover, we can always talk about like current events. It's a podcast, we're going to end up talking about current events and faith and family and fatherhood. And we're going to end up, just kind of getting to know each other more. We can share our stories. A lot of us hang out with each other. We know a ton about what bike we ride. We know more about how we like to set up our suspension than we do, like anything about our childhood or where we grew up or where we're from or how we got into biking. So that's just some of the stuff that I want to discuss. But yeah, we just, we'll get into it all. I've got a list that I'm going to be making today, where people can sign up for episodes. We got a second chair right over here, and we can always bring in some bag chairs. I got my desk chair here, so we can have on more than just two people. But two people, it's a good conversation a lot of times whenever you just got like one-on-one talking. So yeah, some of the podcasts that I watch that I've got some ideas in my head of kind of what this could look like. Or we all watch Rogan, so I love the kind of intimate conversations that Rogan has. And I like his format a lot, so having that sort of style, but keeping it fun, keeping it friendly. I love Theo Vaughn's podcast. This past weekend, it's a great kind of casual show to get the nerves out. I think more on a show with whenever you're just being funny and being yourselves rather than making it this real stressful thing. So yeah, so I'm excited. So in the studio here, I guess I can talk about the studio. I just built these yesterday for all my FPV drones, so that'll be a big part of it. Maybe we can go out and ride, do like some riding episodes like Rogan does his MMA only episodes. We can do some MTB only episodes where we go out riding, or maybe we have the podcast first for 20-30 minutes just talking about where we've been riding lately, or how we're setting up our bike, or we got new Continental tires or Schwalbe tires or something and we want to talk about it. But then we'll go out and ride and try to make like a cool GoPro / little bit of FPV sort of thing, so we can get some really cool footage of everybody and try to showcase how awesome all the riders are in the Texas Hill Country, because we've got some absolute pros here. We've got some guys that grew up in Austin, grew up around Austin, riding the local trails, and it's amazing the amount of talent that we have here. And I really want to showcase that. I really want everybody to be able to see how awesome the trails are, how awesome the riders are, and how awesome the community is, because it's really slept on. It's one of the best places to ride. We've got Spider and Cat and Revley Peak Ranch and Rocky Hill, and not to mention like Mount Lakeway and Rough Hollow Bike Park, and we've just got all these sweet 10-minute climb, 2-minute downhill trails that you'd sweat your ass off, but who cares? It's just the best time. And I love riding out here, and everybody that rides here is just like, why do people not come here to ride more? So let's blow it up. Let's make Texas Hill Country mountain biking big. Let's make it the best untalked about place, the best unheard of place, that all the YouTubers are like, man, didn't realize that I didn't realize they had all this here. I thought Texas was flat. I thought it was a desert. And it's like, yeah, in a lot of places it is, but the Texas Hill Country is exactly that. It's full of hills, full of, what we call mountains, 300-foot, 400-foot hills. And, if we can start to grow it and start to show that there's a need for more parks here, then people like Rhett and all the guys that, started off the bike park building, like Austin Ridge Riders and Abel and Derek, and, all these people who have been building bike trails for years. And, not even to mention the original free ride guys in Austin, like Chris DeHaro and Shane McNally, like all these guys that are, owning bike shops now, or, they got their own stuff going on now. But whenever they were, 20 years old, they were behind the Toys R Us, just building the most outrageous trails anybody had ever seen and just slapping dirt every afternoon. So shout out to those guys who got the whole scene started. And, like if we can kind of start to renovate some of their work and make it, some of it's not even rideable, because every single spring it gets so grown over that you can't ride anything. So if we can try to get the best possible scenario here, which would be a couple triple crowns, right? You got the Free Ride 512 triple crown with the up there, what's it called? Like the Church of Christ jump lines, then Cat and Rocky Hill Ranch. So we got that triple crown. But then if we could have like a park triple crown, which we kind of have one out here out west, which it will be Station Mountain once it's built, and then Reveley Peak Ranch and Spider Mountain. We could kind of start to establish these as triple crowns and make it to where people kind of come here as a destination, and really advertise it like, hey, like there's a ski lift here, right? There's shuttle assisted bike parks here. Then the possibilities are endless. But yeah, so I'm really excited. This weekend we're going to Rocky Hill Ranch in Smithville. I'm really excited about that. We decided kind of last minute that after seeing like the new skinny lines, it was Scott. He took his downhill bike. He's got a YT downhill bike, and we ended up following him after Reveley Peak Ranch. We did some drone footage for him, and then Ish and I got to talking, and we're like, dude, Rocky Hill Ranch is sweet. Like it's got big skinnies, like big tall skinnies, and it's got all sorts of wooden features. And I'd always kind of seen some of it and been like, man, I need to get out there. But Ish was he actually had a job out in Smithville, and he was like, dude, I'm 10 minutes away from here. So I was like, okay, we're going this Sunday. And we ended up talking to Dale, and Dale was like, man, I'm in, just go get me. And so we're all going to go out there together and try to get some riding in, and hopefully we get a good crew. I'd love to get a actual gang together and make like a really good video, kind of a tour kind of video. I talked to Seth, and he said Rob would love to have some footage for Free Ride 512 showcasing Rocky Hill and what they've built out there, because I mean, the amount of manpower that is required for one of those wooden features out there. I mean, that's an entire afternoon, not to mention picking up the lumber, transporting the lumber, cutting the lumber, measured it all out, all the brain power required to, think out how is it going to ride? What does it need to look like? Do we have enough speed from the previous feature, right? All of that is a ton of work. And once it's built and it's just sitting there, people are like, oh, sick, yeah, let's ride it. But they kind of forget that somebody worked their ass off to put that there, right? That didn't just appear. Right? It's like all the trails that we build. Like Dale did a great job at Tunnel Vision showcasing the manpower required to move all of that rock, or supposedly move rock, right? It just appeared there. But like they moved a ton of material. They moved earth where it is very hard to move earth. South Austin is straight up rock. I grew up in Dripping Springs. We grow rocks there. It is very hard to find dirt deposits, and they transported dirt deposits from where they could find them in the creek beds and took them up there, up the hill a little ways, and made one of the best jump lines on actually the best jump line in South Austin Trail Network. Hands down, Tunnel Vision is the best jump line there. It's like 4 jumps and a berm, I think. And it's right next to the step down, like the famous South Austin Trail Network step down. So the amount of time and the amount of work required to make these trails is it's bonkers, honestly. Like I build trails for, Station Mountain and the bike park, and especially during the summertime, you get out there, you spend 15 minutes moving dirt, moving rock, you're beat. Like it is unreal the amount of work required to build some of this stuff, and I think a lot of riders who don't build take it for granted. So with that being said, we want to showcase how much work went into Rocky Hill Ranch. We want to shout them out and let Freeride 512 that they're getting love from the THCMTB crew, and we want them to know that we appreciate all their hard work, because it's a absolutely beautiful trail that they built out there, trail system. Then after we get done at the Freeride 512 area, we're gonna just ride some trails. We're gonna ride some Rocky Hill Ranch trails. I think I saw 2 black lines on MTB Project, and then I think there were like 5 or 6 blue lines and a ton of green trails. So we might have to take the greens to get to the blues, to get to the blacks, from what I could tell. But we're gonna try to ride as much as we can. Hopefully it's not too dusty, it's not too loose. Hopefully the marbles aren't too bad. But yeah. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully, if you haven't seen the post that we did yesterday, make sure you sign your waivers. Freeride 512 does require you to sign a waiver for the freeride section, and they do require membership. So go on their website, sign up for a membership, sign your waiver. Rocky Hill Ranch is $10 at the gate for day use. So make sure you bring cash for them, and show up, and let's try to get a good crew together. Let's get lots of features, lots of trains. Let's get a big gang on Sunday at 8 a.m. But yeah, so we'll do that, and then maybe we can go somewhere in Smithville. Maybe we can go get some tacos, or we can go get barbecue or something all together, and we can all just mob a restaurant in town and let everybody know what we're there for. I'll bring the poster so we can maybe do a podcast episode and then bring the poster to show everybody what's up. And I think I have some stickers. I think I still have some stickers somewhere in my workbench. Gonna get some new stickers printed. I'm actually looking for some artwork. Might have my wife do some artwork for us. I've been talking with Rodeo MTB. That's another update. Gonna work with Rodeo to make some THCMTB jerseys. May also have him do some original artwork where we're showcasing what it's all about. We have a podcast, we fly drones, we mop, we do urban assault, we do enduro and free ride and downhill, and do interviews. So I want to kind of showcase all that in different graphics, and then make all those into stickers, and give out limited edition stickers. Oh, and I've been talking to my wife. We're gonna do Comfort Colors t-shirts. So get Comfort Colors shirts for a good price, and then my wife is gonna learn how to screen print. So we're gonna get a screen printer here at the house so that she can start screen printing t-shirts, and I'll probably end up helping her out and doing some as well. So we'll create custom artwork, and we'll, however you do screen printing with a stencil or whatever, and we'll do the custom artwork. So we'll have all the originals, like the Bikes Are Dope, Legalized Digging, Hydrated AF. What else did we have? Then like the Texas Hill Country mountain biking one with the hills. And then we'll probably have like a podcast one, and maybe we'll do like, screen printed shirts for podcast guests, just like to tell them thank you for coming on the show, or maybe like stickers, like podcast specific stickers to like show that they were on the podcast. And so we're gonna try to release some merch, and hopefully we can have some really cool stuff for y'all to wear around and rep THCMTB. I love the way that Rodeo kind of pioneered all that with their jerseys. Then Dale also has been pioneering it with the MTB ATX shirts, which are awesome, which I just ordered for our entire family. So shout out to Dale for making t-shirts and making things that the community actually wants to wear. So that's really cool. We'll see what else. What else is going on in the THCMTB world? I guess the guests. I talked about the guests earlier, but I'm also gonna have some of my buddies from my hometown in Dripping. I'm gonna have them on, and we're just gonna talk about, like, just get to know them more. We talk about struggles and talk about victories, and being dads and being husbands, and hopefully we can get them into mountain biking too, because some of them don't mountain bike, some of them have mountain biked in the past. So hopefully getting them on the podcast and talking about that is going to be a way to grow the mountain biking community one rider at a time. It's just going to be really cool. Let's see what's on the board. What else is on the board that we can go over? The podcast episodes are going to be, we're going to do shorts on Instagram, and then we're going to do YouTube and Rumble. So we will always want to have like a backup in case we talk about something like, I don't know, the thing that we can't talk about on YouTube. So if we end up talking about that, we always want to have a backup place. So y'all make sure to follow us on Rumble. It'll be just THCMTB, just like always. So go check that out, and follow the Rumble page so that we can put it on there. That's always a really good way to spread out the content reach, and have like a backup page in case our YouTube videos get taken down for whatever reason. What else? What else did we do? Some sponsors. So we're gonna have sponsors. I'm trying to figure out who we should have as a sponsor. If you own a business, right? I talked about Rodeo MTB. I talked about MTB ATX. I talked about Dialed Bike Co. If you own a business and you want to sponsor the THCMTB podcast, DM us. We would love to bring on as many sponsors as we can. We'll do sponsor spots. We can make like skits. We'll do skits to go, make funny videos where we, advertise. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but like we could make some funny videos to advertise your business that would put your business in a good light, but would also pull people in because they're like, hey, I like the way this is going. So if you want to sponsor the THCMTB podcast, or you want to sponsor like any of our man on the street videos where we're like going around Austin talking to mountain bikers that we see and just asking them like, what are you riding? You know, like bike check kind of stuff. Let me know, and we can either put your business name in the description with like a 5% off, 10% off, 15% off code if they use like code THCMTB or whatever. We'd love to sponsor local businesses. Other sponsors, like bigger brands that we're looking at. I want a hydration brand. I would love, here at the house, we used to drink Liquid IV. We no longer drink Liquid IV. We found a brand called Orgain. It's like organic hydration packets that also have dried fruit powder in them. So let's try to come up with some ideas. But so sponsors and man on the street stuff, the podcast. Let's wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the THCMTB podcast. I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in episode 4. This is the end of episode 3, the lost episode. So that's it. We're signing out. Peace.